All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the true power with General Sarah Soon said he kicked back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to not only the Sarah Soon SETI YouTube page, but General SETI, two powerhouse institutions on YouTube, provide you with the most advanced display of Black Power, information, history, culture, heritage. You already know what it is. You should subscribe immediately. We have memberships for both pages. All you have to do is go to the chat, the video description. You'll see a link for memberships. Click it. You'll get a video introduction, rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Soon SETI General SETI YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, KingSETI.com, online marketplace, official General Sarah Soon SETI DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. Get over there, check out that catalog, family. Get the discount, shop and save and shop. Pull the fire alarm, GeneralSETI.com, SETI University. We talking about over 2,500 videos. We talk about over 40 different subjects, all the subjects that you know and love, from the general, straight fire, too raw for you too, when Egypt ruled the earth, the global Kushite Empire, old Mecca voyages of the Nile, and ancient America, the making of the white man series, from Naga to Nigga, African origins of the Hindu Kush, black woman is God, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, all the isms exposed. It's so much. And so if you're a Black Power truth seeker, it's mandatory that you get over there, check it out. If you want the most advanced teachings of the age, then that's where you go, because that's what you're going to get. Become a member today. That's right. And everybody knows SETI popping on Patreon. The popping his page on Patreon, all live streams, streamed on Patreon, no, uploads from no other platform or nothing. So if you want exclusive material that you have never seen before on any other platform, then Patreon is the place. I got over 5 different levels for the family, which means you can start at the lowest level, and a treasure chest is waiting on you when you show up. We've been doing live streams on Patreon now for about at least 4-5 years. And so, it's all, each level is already stacked up. So you got a treasure chest waiting on you when you show up. Get over there, become a patron today. And to all the family that donate to the general, I thank you. I appreciate you for the fact that you appreciate me. Any of the family out there would like to donate, the link is on the screen, in the chat, in the video description. Click it, donate. And I thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you again. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King SETI, General SETI, Sarah Soon SETI. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. Protesting Mexican Americans waving Mexican flags are guilty of treason. That's just all it is to it. That's all it is to it. And we got to be clear. It don't make no difference what nation it is. It don't make no difference what nation it is. You should not be allowed to fly, especially in protests. You should not be allowed to do that. That should be against the motherfucking law. It should be. Because you can't go nowhere else and do this shit. There's no way, there's no way, it ain't no motherfucking crip gonna allow no motherfucking blood to come in their community and wave a red flag. You see what I'm saying? That's just not gonna happen. You know, and vice versa. You know, you ain't going. It's just not going to happen. And so, you know, you think about a soldier. Just think about an American soldier that pick up another flag and wave it and protest. I mean, just imagine that. They probably would shoot that man or whoever. They probably shoot him. You know, that's treason. And it really showed the loyalty of these so-called, and I'm in the, see, because motherfuckers really show their true self under pressure. You know, when you get under pressure, they show their true self. And the truth is, they come over here, they gain citizenship, a lot of them. But then when it come time, see, when it come time when these two nations have a falling out, then they show you what side that they belong to. And see, you know, man, listen here. These motherfucking Mexicans is pimping America. That's what the hell they doing. I mean, when you think about it, I'm going to just say this, and I don't give a fuck because it's just real. When you think about every nation in the world, they know to go through Mexico to come into the United States. It's not just Mexicans that's coming through the southern border. It's motherfuckers from all over the world that's entering the United States from the southern border, which means that the Mexican government is on that. They know exactly what's going on. Because how in the fuck is these people even getting into Mexico to be able to come through the southern border? They getting some money off of that shit. You see what I'm saying? They getting some money off of that shit. They let them come in. They probably charging them. You know, they probably is storing their motherfucking ass to come through the southern border, but they getting some money off of it. They ain't just coming through Mexico free. That's not what's happening. You know, the Mexican, they you know, they exploit Mexico. You know, y'all come on in, and then when you get in, you know, whatever they charging, you know, the poor people, they might charge them $500, $400, you know, $700 for the family, but they getting something off of it. So that's why you can see a steady flow of people coming through that southern border. So I mean, literally, that's like an attack. That's like a silent invasion of the United States. You know, so the Mexican government is in on it. The cartels is in on it because you got the cartels and they manufacturing all this dope. And so what they do is they infiltrate. They got workers inside of the United States. You got your main headquarters in Mexico. Then you got your workers into the United States. And so the cartels is getting paid. The Mexican government is getting paid, you know. And the thing is, you got enemy nations who are entering the United States. You don't even know who the fuck they is. This shit is crazy. And so, man, I mean, it's going to get dangerous in a minute, man. It's already there, but you could tell it because the thing is, they already in here. You know, they already in here. And I for real, I mean, it's just like, you know, how long do you think that can last? That you, I mean, that you can fly a Mexican flag in the United States. You know, I don't understand that. They're just like you itching for a scratch. You know, you itching for a scratch. And you asking for it. period, because you know you know what you're doing. You need to take your ass wherever that flag. You do. You need to take your ass wherever. If you love it that much, you should take your ass home. I mean, why do you love Mexico so much, but you over in the United States? You know, y'all should have built Mexico up to where you don't want to leave it. You know, all these motherfuckers come to the United States, and when I speak of the United States, I speak of black people's peace in the United States. I don't speak, and everybody know what the fuck. And see, people act like they don't know, you know, because niggas got ulterior motives. You know, they don't want to see black people unite as they got ulterior motives, you know. And so these are some dumbass niggas. Like, niggas has been out of unity for so long, they don't even know what it looked like. They don't even know what it smelled like. They don't even know what it sound like. You know, they don't even know what it sound like. So they'll come up with any old feeble ass excuse to ignore black people uniting in America. You know, we talking about what our people didn't work for. We don't give a fuck. It ain't like, you know, our people work for the land that been stolen from them. We ain't talking about what nobody was supposed to give us. We talking about the 19 million acres of land that our ancestors bought. They didn't work, they bought it. How the fuck y'all thought they got that? When you talk about around 1910, they saying black people had between 15 million to 19 million acres. How you think they got it? They bought it. You dumb motherfuckers. Y'all dumb. I mean, I don't even understand this shit. So it ain't about what, you know, the reparations is something different. You know, that's the, you know, the shit we work for and we didn't get paid. But we talking about outside of that, we had built up communities and we had bought land. We was working, we had our own farms and shit. And obviously our people, yeah, you know, then you know, paid for land. You know, they paid for land, and so we talking about that. We talking about that, and that ain't got nothing to do with it. I mean, that's about reparation, but that's the illegally taken from us, shit that we didn't work for. So yeah, we you know, it's a, you know, it's a lot, but people act like they don't understand that, you know. And so when we talk, we're not talking about, you know, because everybody else, they straight, and and even the, you know, so-called white Americans, they didn't benefited off us. You know, they didn't benefited. You know, they wouldn't have shit that they have if it wasn't for black Americans. You know, so we not in this motherfucker singing no "We Are the World" or no shit like that, but we understand the interconnectiveness of quote unquote America as a whole, as far as national security. You know, that's really what it's about, national security. You know, where motherfuckers, you know, I mean, because they not gonna separate us, you know, from one, you know, they trying to seize the whole nation. They don't give a fuck what, you know, what your aspiration is. I don't see. And so you got to know how to manipulate strategy. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you understand. We working for ourselves. We working for our own agenda. But if it comes to national security, that's something totally different. You know, because the motherfuckers trying to seize this land, they ain't giving a fuck about your aspirations. They don't give a fuck about you doing this for your, they don't give a fuck about that. So when it comes to national security, yeah, we got to make sure that, you know, this, you know, we not overran and shit and this, that, and the third. We got to see to that. You know, we got to see to that. And then we working, you're paying taxes. You see, you is paying taxes. If you know, aren't you concerned about where your tax money go to? You know what I'm saying? Are you concerned about that? Are you concerned that your money is going to your enemies? There's already enough that is, you know, white people's is benefit off of our tax money. They taking the money and they build their community. We don't never see none of that shit. We don't never see it. And so we not only do, and maybe this will get the momentum going where we start to look at ourselves and, and all the benefits of, our hard labor, that it go back to us and our children and our descendants, and stop letting these people send our tax money to Ukraine and all this shit, and taking care of illegal immigrants and shit. And we got homeless people, and I mean that, man. I wouldn't give a fuck if they don't accept no illegal immigrants into this country until they successfully get these homeless people up off of these streets in the United, because it's where are they gonna go? What the fuck? I mean, and it's growing. So I mean, what are you saying? You discard these people, which are actual citizens. You don't give a fuck about them. You're not gonna feed them. You ain't gonna try to house them. You're not gonna try to provide no jobs for them or whatever. So and I don't want to hear nothing about these people don't want to work. It's a nation's responsibility to check the health of their citizens. And at any time you see that many people out on the motherfucking street, the government has failed. That's just it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because a government is like the doctor. It's like, it's supposed to make sure that the community, the citizens are healthy. That's his number one job. So, when you see that many people's out there, that let you know. And so if you got that many and they ain't trying to, and they ain't got no, and I don't even hear them talking about the homeless. Out of all this shit that they talking about, I do not hear nobody talking about the homeless. And that all these people that's living in these tent cities, and it's women, it's children, it's men, it's elderly, it's all areas of society out there. And so that fact alone is enough for people to shut down on any type of immigrants and all of that shit until they solve first the critical problem of the homeless in America. And until they do that, they shouldn't be, inviting nobody else in this motherfucker. Because, if our tax money should be going somewhere, you understand what I'm saying? First and foremost, it should be going to us. It should not be going to Ukraine. It should not be going to the South China Sea, Taiwan, and all them goddamn areas. It should not be going to Europe. It should not be going to none of that. It should be coming right here to our own people, that it benefit our own people. Our tax money should be going into taking care of our schools. It should be taking care of food, co-ops in the community to make sure we got enough food. And what's crazy is that, we know how to grow food. Appreciate you, family. Yeah, appreciate you. We know how to grow food. It's enough goddamn. I mean, when you think about all these damn vacant lots and shit, nobody should be hungry. That don't make no sense. This shit is a reality because people want it to be. And the thing is, and another thing, and that's why I don't give a fuck about clapping on their ass, because what they do is not only is these people homeless, and a lot of them is homeless because they if shit ain't going right, motherfuckers get to fucking with that dope, they get to drinking, and which make the shit, it make it even go even more south. You know what I'm saying? And so, these people, these people in Mexico and South America, along with the Anglo-Saxon, because they all Caucasian. You see, you got the Anglo-Saxon, and then you got these Spaniards and all the other motherfuckers. They in cahoots. They have been selling dope in Black America for the last 50 years. I went over this shit, and we don't have to go through this no more. You see, they have sat at the table to have a international drug deal where they come to our communities and they infest the urban communities, which is highly populated with black people, and infest these communities with dope. And not only what happens, not only do the people become poison, the fact is, a lot of people in our community see it as a way to make money, to get ahead, to get all the jewels and the cars and the houses and the women and all of that, and they use the music to advertise this lifestyle and shit. You see what I'm saying? And so in essence, they destroy our goddamn communities. They poison the people. And you can look and see, whole cities have been just devastated. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no motherfucking mercy on saying what I'm saying, that all these motherfuckers is the enemy, period, And so, yeah, why should we, it should be no way that a black person gonna be out there caking for none of these motherfuckers at all. So that's just the reality of it. Don't look for, when was y'all out there protesting all this dope and shit that y'all been getting money for the last 50 years. Y'all done had billionaire drug lords and the El Chapos and the Pablo Escobars and all of that shit. And they've been, and they became millionaires off of the demise of Black America and shit. Got no love for y'all. Y'all take y'all ass right on back. And so black people most definitely should goddamn be, deportation. Take their kids too. Get y'all ass up out of here. Yeah, I ain't got no problem in saying that. Y'all didn't give a goddamn when our babies was going in the ground. Huh? They been selling goddamn dope, and our babies been, they become dope fiends. All our young, getting shot up in the cities and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fuck that. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. They wasn't protesting. They wasn't protesting for us. They weren't protesting because they was engaged in it. It was a lucrative business. They brothers and they uncles and they fathers and shit was making goddamn millions and billions of dollars off our demise. That's why they didn't say shit. They ain't say a motherfucking thing, And so, yeah. So that's what it is. So, the thing is, man, again, that if you is flying a flag in the United States, and it don't make no difference what motherfucking flag it is, that's a sign of weakness on the United States to allow that to happen. I don't think they're gonna I think it's gonna be something said about that in a minute. Y'all, and whatever happened. Because when you fly another flag inside any country, I don't give a fuck which one it is. That's unhealthy. Because the majority of the people gonna see that as a total disrespect. And that's y'all setting yourself up, y'all setting yourself up. That's all I can say. Because I can't see it's gonna stay like that. Because you can see people is already talking about it. Why the fuck because it show your loyalty. That don't mean if you was a Mexican American and you got citizenship in America, I could see a motherfucker flying an American flag where they saying, we're American citizens and we trying to lobby for our family to come in, but we're going to lobby as Americans. We're not going to lobby as no Mexican, because that shit don't mean nothing. That shit don't mean a goddamn thing over here. So the fact that they would fly Mexican flag, that's just like saying y'all ready to go to war. Y'all ready to go to war, which y'all gonna lose. You see, you gonna lose that. So y'all can pump y'all chests up and shit and do all the, you gonna lose. Straight up. Because once they lock that border down and y'all motherfuckers on this side, man, you know, America is, you know, y'all got some shit, but y'all ain't got shit to deal with the rest. America is strapped to the teeth. You see what I'm saying? And so it's the most, it got more guns than any other nation in the world. So the guns that y'all got, yeah, y'all, but imagine if America was, it just went 8. You see, what if, you know, and they just say, you know what, we got enemies, and man, y'all would be decimated. Y'all would be decimated. You know what I'm saying? Y'all would be fucking decimated. But y'all setting yourselves up. You know, ain't nobody gonna allow y'all to fly. So I see it as treason. Because I mean, we giving them a pass on shit that nobody else gonna get no pass on. Just imagine, say, for instance, a Mexican American who became a soldier. You see what I'm saying? Say they a Marine or they in the Army and they protest and fly a Mexican flag. I believe they would probably shoot them. Yeah. 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 I believe they would probably shoot them. You know, they would see that as I think they would see that. I think they would see that as treason. You feel me? I see, hey Roo. I see, hey Roo Ra. You say I'm flying my Jamaican flag. Yeah, but is you flying it in disrespect? I don't give a fuck about what flag you fly. We talking about in protest. We talking about in protest, nigga. What is you talking about? What the fuck is you talking about? If you in protest and the two nations are competing or at odds with one another, and you inside one or the other, and you flying your motherfucking flag, you should get your motherfucking head busted. Yes, you should, nigga. You'll get your motherfucking head busted. Now, hey, Roo. Now, you know you gonna... Now, hey, Roo. You know what's gonna happen to you coming over here shadow boxing, nigga. Don't come over here shadow boxing with me. Because, nigga, you gonna get beat up. I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, let me plug my shit up. Don't go nowhere, hey, Roo. Leave him in there. Yeah. Leave him in there now. Don't go nowhere. Stay your ass right there. What you do? I see Kenny in there trying to hold another nigga nuts. I see you over there, Kenny Keelan from here. You ain't nothing but get your Get your buster ass up off of here. Oh, run you run the whole. I don't respect a motherfucker. You run the whole, hold another nigga nuts. Let a man hold it. Let a man stand up for himself. Y'all motherfuckers running and shit, and go on sit your sucker ass down. Yeah, where you at, Heru? Come back on in here. Where you at? Come on now, come quit hiding out there. Get your ass back on the battlefield. Yeah. Talking about you flying the goddamn man. Y'all motherfuckers still in the Commonwealth. The hell you talking about you flying? Where you at, Heru? Yeah, the RBG flag. We with that. Yeah, the RBG flag, but it ain't, the RBG flag is, a back to Africa flag. It ain't about you another nation and you in opposition. You ain't, because what we have to do ain't in opposition to shit. You see what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. That's an international flag. Yeah, that's an international flag. Yeah, but it's not an adversary nation inside of you got flags, and we know that people come from a lot of different places. But we talking about an adversary. When you become an adversary, when we begin, to have a situation with your mother nation, and you inside of the nation flying a goddamn flag, I know exactly you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But you want to act dumb right now. I can't let you do that. You see, I can't let you do that. I can't let you do that. So I know, yeah, we it don't make no difference. Ain't nobody talking about being, and we talking about building. You see, we talking about building. You see, yeah, we talking about building. We're not talking about, as an adversary, we're not flying it in because we trying to attack the nation in which we in. No, we talking about building up our community. That's something totally different. That's something totally different. We at odds. Y'all motherfuckers is at this point y'all have become adversaries because number one, you wait a minute, excuse. Yeah, hold on. My goddamn computer had got so damn low. Can y'all hear me out there? Hey, Rue, man, where is you going? Where is you going? Is you caking for? Let me get straight up because you're not making no point. You going in different directions. So, are you in agreement with flying the Mexican flag in protest in the United States? Let's get straight to the. Let's quit getting around this shit. You see what I'm saying? Just yeah. Kenny ain't nothing but he like the whole other, he come hug another nigga nuts. That's all he gonna do. You see, you can dismiss him. He got women that, he was a sucker. You can't even let another man stand up. And so I'm talking to Hey Rue, man, what's your point? You know what I'm saying? Now, if somebody is an adversary to Jamaica, you mean to tell me you gonna allow that nation to come amongst you and fly a motherfucking flag? If you do, use a sucker. Use a sucker any which way it goes. So what is you saying? Tell me what you saying. Tell me what you saying. Hold up, fam. No, it ain't. Yeah, I'm back in. All right. My damn. I had to. All right. I had to. I had to. My computer froze up. I had refresh that. On in here. I'm back. Tried to freeze me up. It's trying to freeze me up. Well, hey, Roo, I'm still on Hey, Roo. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Where you at? Roo, you going somewhere. You ain't going. Listen, let me explain something to you, Hey, Roo. Cause you going somewhere that ain't got the shit to do with over here. Okay? We don't know why this okay, I'm still here. I'm still here. When I let my damn computer get so low, it went to fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Okay, we still here. We still here. Yeah, we still here. They trying to hack me. Hey, Rue, you got to stay with me over here. Yeah, you got to stay. Yeah. You got to stay with me over here. You diverting. Okay, no matter what you say about nobody else, I'm still for Black America uniting as his own nation. I am for that. I am for that. So no matter on that aspect, and so I might not agree on everything, but I agree on that. You see what I'm saying? I agree on that. But then you bring an argument over here, and you don't hear that argument over. You say FBA is against RBG. How is it? But FBA come over here though. They come over here. They know how I get down. They know how I get down. So what is you talking about? Okay, I'm always be because I listen. My teachings, I can listen here. I listen. I don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't already. I got the facts. I'm not one nigga that you can play with. You're not gonna play with me. What the things that I teach, I know. And so if that's what some people teach, and I don't believe that's what all of them teach, because it's a lot of people that come over here and they say they FBA and they also agree with Africa. So what you doing is, you taking, it might be some that, they strictly severing themselves from Africa, which is crazy. You know, it's crazy because you can unite under Black America. You can be ethnogenic, you know, genesis and have your own culture and still be connected to the motherland, you know. And so, I mean, you can do that. You don't have to, you know, because you unique nation unto yourself. That don't mean you have to sever yourself from your race. That don't mean that. And so, you know, no matter what, so you got a broad spectrum of, you know, people that believe, you know, different things, and you can't just bring one argument over here. Yeah, yeah, you ain't got, you know, you ain't got one belief. You ain't got one belief. You got many beliefs, and so you bring in one argument over here. Yeah. I like this. You say either Africa our motherland or it ain't. Can't have it both ways. Yeah. Well, that don't, I mean, you got, you know, Africa is the motherland. Of course it is. It is the motherland, but then you have had children leave Africa and they've, you know, again, when you think about Black America, you know, when you cross that ocean, you know, and you're a long way from Africa. That don't mean you're not African, but a lot of what we created over here, you know, has been uniquely, you know, our own creation. I understand that, and yes, and still it is the element of Africa is still here. There ain't no getting away from that. You know, anybody that will believe, like I say, I can intricately go, I can work the Olmec thing like a surgeon. You're not going to get away with that. It's just technologies that come from the Nile Valley. It's just not going to happen no other way. It's just not going to happen no other way. So I understand that aspect too. So any motherfucker that believe that African people wasn't coming over here as late as up into the Olmecs, you know, and probably after, you know, I'm talking about from the Nile Valley. So any motherfucker, because people keep saying, why, you know, why do y'all promote ancient Egypt and is that, and you can clearly go into the technologies of the Olmecs and there's no way of getting around it. That's Nile Valley technology. Ain't no getting around that. Okay. And so once you understand that, then you understand that the Olmecs had a direct connection. And I done heard other scholars out here, and they wrong. And they wrong. They are wrong. And I don't want to have to get on them, but I will, because it's not no goddamn problem. When you teaching falsehoods, you know what I'm saying? Then you should get checked. And I'm just going to say it took me a minute. I had to step back from certain scholars long enough to see what they teaching, and they teaching falsehood. You feel me? You know, so when you look at the technologies of the Olmecs, that's Nile Valley technology, the burials, the spirituality. That's Nile Valley. That ain't got nothing. You can't go nowhere else, and you see no pyramids. You see no sarcophages. You see no stela. You see, you know, not even the goddamn just having pyramid, because you're just saying that the intricate blueprint of inside the goddamn pyramid. You see what I'm saying? The L-shaped stairway that's in Pakal's pyramid and in the great pyramid of Giza, the L shape, and where they placed the damn pharaoh in the same position down in the, you know, in the subterranean tomb down in the pyramid. I've been in both of them. I don't need no nigga who's sitting up here, you know, he blowing smoke and shit. Ain't never been nowhere, nigga. I'm not only have I studied under the great masters, I went to see it for myself. I'm not gonna let no motherfucker lie to me, and I seen it and did the goddamn research. You see, there's just certain shit about the Olmecs that is Nile Valley technology. There's no getting away from that. You know, stone sarcophages and shit and stela, You know what I'm saying? The slabs, with the oval top on it, where you got a stela is a stone slab, and they got a decree on it or something, and the motherfuckers is carved the same way in all the civilizations, from goddamn Mesopotamia to India to goddamn Africa into Europe. They all it's a common origin, and the most ancient place where you see them is in Africa. Ain't no getting away from that. The most advanced technology is in Africa. How the fuck is you gonna get away from that? You see? So you can see that even the goddamn pyramids at Teotihuacan, the 3 pyramids aligned to Orion Belt, that take a whole lot of technology, and not only the technology of civil engineering, you got to have the astronomical technology to do that. That shit take hundred, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that in 1,000 years. You can't do that in 2,000 years. The science that them people possess was far older than the goddamn civilization. And so where can you show the development stages or where they got this shit from? That will require thousands of, tens of thousands of years of trial and error to get to the pinnacle of the science, the knowing the constellations and the different stars and the stellar calendar, when these stars would appear, and so it's no getting away from that. So people are trying, but at the same time to say that we are unique from all other, nations of African people is also true. That's also true, which means nobody can take credit for what's over here but us. You see, those who have been here, okay, from the time of the founding of the nation and even before. You see, even before, even what you talk about the mounds and shit. Even the mounds, that's African. I mean, they talk about the primeval mound in the Nile Valley culture. They had mounds in Africa before they had pyramids. They still have mounds in Africa. The Nubians had mounds before they had the pyramids. They still over there. So I mean, when you see mounds they got mounds in Europe. The ancient Africans they got mounds in Europe. Mounds was all over the world. Why is nobody saying they acting like it's only mounds in America? You see, there's mounds all over the world. The Africans took these same ideologies wherever they went. So anybody, I don't have to, but that doesn't take away from the fact that our people are the Africans that been over here. You see, and that we have created a unique African culture. You can call it FBA, call it whatever you want, but you ain't gonna listen here, man. Ain't no motherfucking way you gonna have no people of no high melanin content that just originate in no damn North America. It's just not gonna happen. Man, it's goddamn snowing in goddamn northern Florida just 2 weeks ago. Man, it's motherfucking snow. This is a continent that for 5 or 6 motherfucking months out the year is under the ice. Anytime you see a nigga with a coat on, he didn't wandered away from home. That's just it. That's just it. Anywhere you see a nigga with a coat on, he done wandered away from home. Whether he been here for tens of thousands of years, it don't make no difference. He could have been the first person here. That don't mean that that's where his people originally came from, that land. That don't. Matthew, what's his name? Perry Matthew, I believe, who was the first man that went to the North Pole. He was a black man. He was a black man. He was the first one that went to the North Pole, put the American flag up there. But does that mean because he's the first one there? Does that mean he's a indigenous there? He put the flag on there and he could have claimed it for his nation. This is not American land. If they wanted to, they were the first people there. Nobody else had been there before them. Maybe. You understand what I'm saying? At least as far as putting a flag up there. But just because he's the first person dead, that don't make you indigenous to that extent. We are now today, indigenous mean you've been there longer than anybody. Okay. And if that's what y'all want to, stretch it, that's okay. But our people came from somewhere else. We came from a tropical region. You got high melanin content in your body. That's just like white people saying they come from Africa and ain't got no melanin. It's really the reverse when niggas say they come from cold climate areas. It's the same crazy talk, But I understand the uniqueness in us, so I understand what our family is talking about. And so I can understand under that uniting as, they say FBA, Foundational Black American, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But when they try to sever themselves from Africa, I know you ain't going to listen. You're just not going to beat me. I just try to work with you. Or where I can work with you. But if it ever came down to just explaining and just going through the facts, you ain't gonna beat me. So you can try, but you gonna lose. You gonna lose. I've been here a long time. You see what I'm saying? If a motherfucker could beat me, they would have been beat me. You can't beat me. You see, I'm just letting you know, you cannot beat me. So, I do this shit for the love. You know what I'm saying? I do it for the love. I've been studying it long. I know, what it is. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. You see? But see, it's a way to bridge that. It's a way to bridge that. I'm not here to get in an argument with FBA. I'm not here to get in an argument with RBG. I'm not here to get in an argument. My thing is try to bridge the gap. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to, you got to connect it. You know what I'm saying? One way or another. You're going to have to connect it. You see? And it's a way for both ideologies to exist and come together, you see, and, and maintain whatever one wants. And still maintain the teachings of both. You can maintain the teachings of both. Don't have to give up nothing if you want, but just severing yourself and knowing the fact. I know the facts. It just ain't gonna work. You creating a situation where, and you think about how a lot of these movements, when they first start, they be so energetic. But a lot of times the element of demise is there when you start making up fallacies and shit. That's going to be when that's going to be the cracks that's going to come in eventually. So don't try to, establish, no fallacies and, and build on top of fallacies, because that's just like building on crack and ice. That shit going to crack under pressure. And it may seem like you got all the energy and shit, but come 5-6 years from now, and you will see a lot. I done seen this shit. The people that start a lot of the times don't even be involved in it no goddamn more. I done seen this shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can do what the fuck you want to do, be hard-headed, do whatever the fuck you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? I look at other groups and shit, and they start off and they be energetic and shit and a lot. And man, even the motherfuckers that you originally see with it, they don't even be there no more. You come back 7 years, man, it be decimated from the original motherfuckers. I ain't gonna say everybody that's original that's a part of it, but a lot of times if you watch them and you watch these groups, and I'm not putting nothing on nobody, I'm just saying that they start off with a lot of energy, and then it start unraveling internal beefs and shit. It don't be with the motherfucker they say they fighting against. A lot of times it be internal shit. You see, they get the arguing, they get the beefing and shit. You see what I'm saying? And then they separate, and then one motherfucker go start, just like that's how groups is. They separate, motherfucker go start another one. You know what I'm saying? Go start another one, and that's how it be. You see, but you can't build on no damn fallacies. You know, a lot of, you know, they say they don't, Marcus Garvey and talk. I hear motherfuckers talking down. Man, listen here. It ain't about what you disagree with. What can you agree with? If any motherfucker that I know Marcus Garvey, motherfuckers say whatever they want about him. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to tell me that you can't go into the ideology of Marcus Garvey and find some, even if you don't agree with how he packaged it. You don't like the red, and if you don't want, that's on you. You ain't got to do it, but you're not going to tell me that what Marcus Garvey taught about nationalism cannot, because you eating, nigga. You eating. What they do is, I don't agree with this, but the main meal of what he was teaching about nationalism, how to deal with your adversary, how to build up your economic program and shit, this, that, and the third, that shit wasn't concrete. You full of shit. You full of shit. Get the fuck out of here. See, you're not going in. So all the, you know, the hypocrisy, you know, all the myths that motherfuckers come up. It's too many motherfuckers that didn't been birthed out of Marcus Garvey. Malcolm X came out of that. And so what y'all do is y'all get down, you know, generations after these men already been on the battlefield, and then you go and say, this man wasn't true to the cause, and man, they didn't already birth lions and cubs all over the world, and you know, and you got enough nerve to come generations after these men and women and say what they did not do, and I don't agree with a whole lot of things that teachers, you know, that I developed my own style, but I respect them. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of teachers out there I don't necessarily go step for step with. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. They were a part of my development. I take what I can. You know, I don't blast them out. Even if I don't agree with them, I say, okay, I don't agree with it. But I don't blast them out. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Even if I don't agree, I don't blast them out because they were part of my development. You see, even if it's in a way where I had to look at an ideology that I don't agree with and I study them, they still a part of my education. You see, I read their material and I say, you know, and that's development. Even studying some information that you may not agree with, but you study it because, you know, so many of your family is studying this information, so you could speak to them. That's why I go through the Bible, because I know a lot of our people read the Bible. You say, well, why do you read that? Because we got millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of our people that read the Bible. And so that's just a gateway for me to be able to reach our people. And so I read a whole lot of material. I don't just discard information, but anybody out there talking about, you know, Marcus Garvey was, man, y'all full of shit. Y'all full of shit. Y'all full of shit. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't agree with the whole of it, I don't need it. I just need the, you know, what can be used today, you know, and what he taught, you know, came through Malcolm X, came through Khalid Abdul, came through Dr. Ben. You think I would give up all my teachers, even if I don't agree with everything for what one of you niggas is talking about today? Just, I'm going to give up all these great minds for what one nigga talking about? And life ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of my teachers was adversaries. You know, some of my teachers was adversaries. I took a lot of flack for that. You know, Dr. Ben was my grandmaster, you see. But then I studied under Walter Williams. And Walter Williams and Dr. Ben was friends, but they, you know, you could imagine how they would be going at it. You know, they would be going at it and shit. You know, and I find, you know, Dr. Ben is the Grand Master. You know, I owe him my life. You know, ain't no damn doubt about it. You know, and Walter Williams is also my grandmaster who woke me up in many aspects. So I became both of them. You know what I'm saying? I found a way to blend, and, you know, and that's how I am. That what made me even greater. I didn't discard my teachers, you know. And, you know, I didn't, it's certain things that I agree with and certain things that I don't agree with. You know, but I manage, because it's like a pyramid. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, when the blocks is laid, you know, they just, you know, these is foundational blocks. You cannot get to the top of the pyramid and discard the blocks at the bottom. I don't give a fuck. What is you talking about? You know, even if you develop, you know, and you see a different ideology than what the master, that don't mean you do. You can't undo blocks at the bottom of the pyramid. What the fuck is y'all talking about? You know, it ain't about this. You take what you can and you blend it and manifest it in a way that the family today can eat it. You see, and use it. Because at the end of the day, if you niggas don't get no further than the generation you talking to, nigga. So a lot of niggas come in with the energy to talk good. Yeah, but how many move that ball, nigga? How many pick that motherfucking ball and get that motherfucker? I don't want to hear that shit. Because I didn't, even in my time, and I ain't no ancient man. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't see motherfuckers talk good, and I didn't see motherfuckers fumble the ball. You feel me? So I sit back, and I'm not promoting nobody failing. I'm just, you know, I'm trying to see when people can get past them insecurities and wanting to throw away, you know, information that should not be thrown away. And evolve it, you know, being able to mold it for today instead of discarding everything, you know. And so, yeah, you know, and so I understand both ideologies, and I believe both ideologies is correct. I just think that you got to find a way to blend them where people can understand. I understand FBA. They say they hear this is them. I have no problem with that. And that shit, but other people think like that too. That's why I can understand it. FBA ain't the only one that think like that. You got other African nations that think just like FBA. But see, this is where motherfuckers fit. They saying F, and see, that's where it, you know, I had to, you know, I take up for them, because the reality is you can't go nowhere on the African continent and they not going to promote their ethnic uniqueness over Africa. They ain't going to just say, I'm African. They not just going to say, oh, yeah, no, they're going to say what their ethnic uniqueness is, and that's going to be their primary reflection, and then they'll say they're African. If they say that, some might not even say that. But I don't see nobody going there and getting on their ass about that. You see? Yeah, I don't see nobody getting on nobody about that. When you go into Africa, that's how they is. They fall behind their ethnic uniqueness. And so that's why I have no problem with the FBA or what other group that say Black Americans are unique, and they are unique. And they should identify as their own nation. They should. Yes. Yes, that's true. Just like every other group do the same thing. Yes, we should do that. Nobody, see, you don't get a right to be mad at us, and y'all discarded a lot of us anyway. You discarded a lot of our foremothers and forefathers, so you don't have, you know, you cannot dictate how we feel about ourselves. See, that's what's wrong with motherfuckers. They so used to being able to dictate to Black Americans because, you know, people feel like somehow we don't have an identity. So either you identify with somebody else's shit or you just out in limbo. So now that you have some Black Americans that say, you know what, we our own nation. A lot of people have a problem with that. You see? And so I understand us having a uniqueness and that we are a beautiful, unique, you know, culture manifested under the situations that we had to go through, you know, slavery and shit. But out of that, we became the most powerful expression of Blackness on the planet. You know, and it's uniquely us. It's uniquely us because a lot of, you know, African culture and indigenous culture was banned. So the shit we created was out of our spirit. You know, it was, you know, it was like Kepara. It was out of the darkness. You know, we brought it out of the darkness, you know, with our own spirit and mind. So it's unique. We can't say that. Yeah, it is a part in spirit because in our DNA, yes, we're going to manifest things that are similar to all African people, but it's unique. It don't look the same, you know. It's something different. It's a different expression, and it can only be, you know, it has only manifested here in Black America. I understand that. You can go into other parts of Africa. Egypt was unique. Nubia was unique. You didn't see these civilizations all over Africa, even though certain elements of it you did see. But the whole, you know, manifestation of what you see in Egypt, you don't see everywhere. You don't see everywhere. It's unique. The pyramids, the temples, you don't see that all over. You don't see that nowhere in the world. So, you know, so you can't, you know, yeah, you can attribute it. And a lot of people say, and we do say that, well, this tribe and this tribe, but you don't see pyramids like that nowhere else in Africa. You don't see that. You don't see it nowhere like that in Africa. So whatever whatever came together in Egypt, it wasn't seen like that nowhere else. There was an ethnogenesis even in Egypt. There was an ethnogenesis where you started to see an expression and creation and in architecture and spirituality like you had never seen it nowhere else on the planet before or since. You see? And so being able to express that, you know, and saying, yes, we still a part, just like a tree. Africa is the trunk, you see, and you got branches of African civilization all over the world. Unique. Each branch is unique. And we have one of the biggest branches, you know what I'm saying, coming off that trunk, you know, and just say that, but don't sever yourself because you cannot. Listen, you know, and I'm going way overboard, but it need to be had, you know, and I'm gonna end in two minutes. I'm not gonna go no further, and I don't want to, you know, and I'm not gonna argue back and forth with nobody because I know. You see what I'm saying? I know. North America was just under the ice. You see, it was just under the ice. Our people we're not motherfucking Eskimos and shit. You know, we're not Eskimos. We're children of the sun. No matter where we at on the planet, we are children of the sun. It's no getting around that. I don't give a fuck what continent we on. We're children of the sun. We're children of the sun. Okay? Just know that. And we're not children of the ice. We're not that. And so if we migrate somewhere, just know that we've been here a long time. But we came from somewhere else. That's just a fact. And when you figure that out, if you can show me how deeply melanated people can grow in ice, then show me. I want you to prove that one. Other than that, you building bridges that's gonna burn eventually. Don't build no bridge that is not built on concrete truth and reality, because eventually it's gonna goddamn burn. And that's the reality. All right. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'll see you soon. It don't change. We say we evolve differently based on our experiences. That's true. That's true. But I ain't gonna disrespect. You know what? I'm always over here. Believe me, I'm standing strong. I'm standing strong. Even when I check certain brothers and sister nation, that don't mean shit. That don't mean you can't check somebody and still be down for the team. That's what's wrong with us. We think that's why we have to start checking each other on this bullshit. And if checking somebody mean, and see all that just getting along and we ain't moving and we ain't growing and we ain't goddamn evolving and shit and just, just getting to know. I'm checking motherfuckers, and all over about every goddamn thing. That's what I'm gonna do. But as long as General Seti is here, you understand what I'm saying? Believe me, I'm the avatar. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You can, and we could, and the thing is, and I'm gonna end with this. Our greatest enemy out right now today is ourselves. You see, because if we could get our own house together, everything else would be irrelevant. You see, we can't focus on, the boogeyman and shit. And really the boogeyman is here. Once we get everything gonna fall into place. You see, it's gonna fall into place. When you get this together up here and we get our own communities together, everything else is just smoke and mirrors. Everything else is just smoke and mirrors. And that's real talk. And so we can't be focused on, these quote unquote, these Africans and that, is trying. And we got so many niggas over here that, need to be discarded and need to be checked on a regular basis. This is where most of the niggas that's stopping us from fulfilling our aspirations is niggas right here in our own community. You see, real talk. Yeah, they right here. And when you can deal with these niggas right next door to you, right across the street from you, right around the corner from you, when you can deal with them sellout niggas right there, then you on your way to achieving something. That's real motherfucking talk. Yeah, we can't just look over and spend all our time on a segment of the tree, and then the critical part of the tree that really can make the change. That's where the majority of our time should be spent. Every now and then I check them if they talking loud and I need to say something, I'll say something. But the majority of the time is teaching right information so that these people, our people, can have the truth. If they got the truth, then everything else will melt to the wayside. All right, family. We should be building in Africa. We should. But we got to build in our own community first. How you gonna build in Africa until you prove that you can build your own community? I can't believe that you would build in Africa and you let generations of your own people down right over here. They deserve the opportunity to have a community, and they didn't have that because we failed in that. It should start right here, so we can, by the time we get home, You understand? If we choose to go there, everybody ain't got to go there. It says when we talk about Pan-Africanism, or you talking about global African supremacy, Pan mean global. That don't mean everybody got to, it means we are united in spirit and mind. You see, that don't mean everybody got to rush. Yes, we want to see the motherland healthy and strong. You see, we do. That's got to be mandatory. But that does not, because we have always been a global people. When I go and I look and I see civilization in Mesopotamia, in India, you see extensions of the culture in Old Mecca, in Europe. We always had a global empire. So I mean, what are we talking about? We have never been just squoze up in no one, in no one area. Yes, the motherland is essential. Yes, it's the trunk of the tree. You see, it's the roots in the trunk of the tree. But the branches went out all over the world. So we got to quit acting like, everybody got to rush to Africa. We don't all, but we should be unified in spirit and mind. That's what the global African supremacy is about, that you are united in spirit and mind, you see, and that we are moving in one accord no matter where we at on the planet, you see. So we should, wherever, if you in Australia, you in the South Pacific, wherever the fuck you at, and you of African descent, and you should be working right where you at to build that community there and connect it with African communities all over. But that's what Pan-Africanism means. It don't mean it. So even in y'all explanation of what, you could still be FBA and still practice global African supremacy. I don't understand what the fuck y'all talking about. Y'all motherfuckers y'all got prisons. Y'all have opened up prisons in y'all motherfucking minds. And y'all done trapped y'all own selves in there. I can see where both ideologies could easily exist because they already exist. They already exist. Period. Yeah. They already exist. Yeah. Yeah. Young Gnostic 7 say energy in Africa is different. See, Young Gnostic, you been to Africa? What part of Africa you been to, Young Gnostic 7? Where you been? Where you been at, Young Gnostic? Where you been? Where you been, Young Gnostic? Tell me where you been. You say the energy is different. I've been. Yeah. Oh, you put him in. Well, okay, good. Well, that's all right. Because he probably ain't been nowhere. He ain't, yeah, but he ain't been nowhere. All right, family. I'll see y'all tomorrow. If you're on here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't get off of here without hitting this. You need this type of energy. You need this type of, especially in a world where niggas is so, they myopic. They only going down one lane. You gonna need a bridge. And I want to be that bridge for you. Hit that subscribe button and like this video. Share it with your family and friends, and I'll see you tomorrow. Black Power.